Hello, everyone. Today we're diving into a uniquely American phenomenon, a conspiracy movement that mutated into a belief system, consumed social media, and fractured families and facts alike. We're talking about QAnon. From the same country that brought you grassy knolls, faked moon landings, and the theory that birds aren't real, we now have a digital fantasy so sprawling, so bizarre, it makes Scientology look like a TED Talk. QAnon didn't start with credibility. It started with a cryptic post on an anonymous internet forum, known more for hate speech and anime than high-level intelligence. October 28, 2017, a user calling themselves Q, supposedly someone with top-secret security clearance, claimed Hillary Clinton was about to be arrested. She wasn't. But that wasn't the point. What followed were hundreds of vague, poorly written drops, each styled like a riddle. The appeal? You weren't just reading the theory, you were solving it. It turned paranoia into a participatory sport, like Reddit meets a doomsday cult. In this game, you were the hero. You weren't uninformed, you were awake. And the crazier your theory, the more awake you seemed. It didn't have to make sense. It just had to feel like it did. And for a country already wired for outrage, constantly scrolling, and desperate for meaning, that was enough. Like every pseudo-religion, QAnon has its mythology. There's a secret cabal of global elites, politicians, celebrities, CEOs, allegedly running a child sex trafficking ring. They kidnap kids, extract a fictional drug called adrenochrome to stay young, and worship Satan. And who's the only person bold enough to stop them? Donald Trump. Yes, the same man who once bragged about walking into dressing rooms at Miss Teen USA. At the center of it all is the Storm, a supposed mass arrest event where Trump and the military will round up these elites and bring them to justice. Secret trials, Gitmo, maybe even space jail. Depends on who you ask. This apocalyptic moment is always just around the corner. 2018? No. 2019. Wait, 2020? Okay, definitely 2021. Or maybe after Biden's election. It doesn't matter. The date always changes. The faith never wavers. Because in QAnon, truth isn't a fact. It's a feeling. Reality is constantly re-edited to fit the narrative, and if something turns out to be false, well, that just means the deep state covered it up. QAnon started in the depths of the internet, but it didn't stay there. Social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, weren't just bystanders. Their algorithms amplified the madness. All it took was one video about the deep state, and soon you were decoding Trump tweets and watching live streams about lizard people. Facebook groups popped up by the thousands, wrapped in innocent names like Save the Children. It became a gateway, a dopamine feedback loop for people feeling lost, isolated, or scared, especially during the pandemic lockdowns. Parents, grandparents, coworkers, suddenly they were online sleuths, not watching Netflix, researching, falling deeper into rabbit holes curated by profit-driven platforms. Even when big tech tried to shut it down, Q followers just migrated from Facebook to Parler, from Twitter to Gab, from YouTube to Rumble. Eventually, Telegram became the promised land, a digital echo chamber with no guardrails. And with every migration, the theories got more extreme. COVID became a hoax. Vaccines were a demonic plot. Biden wasn't real. Nothing was off limits. Here's the truth. QAnon isn't new. It's just old conspiracy tropes repackaged for the algorithm age. Take the blood-drinking elites myth. It mirrors a centuries-old anti-Semitic fantasy, the blood libel, which claimed Jews kidnapped Christian children to use their blood in rituals, a false and deadly narrative that fueled centuries of persecution. Now, just swap Jews for Hollywood elites and rituals for adrenochrome, and you've got a viral hit for modern extremists. This is not just delusion, it's digital age hate wearing a patriotic filter. Words like globalist, Soros, cabal, they're not innocent. They're dog whistles, and they let people spread ancient bigotry without ever saying the quiet part out loud. We like to joke about conspiracy theories, flat earthers, lizard people, birds aren't real. But QAnon wasn't a punchline, it was a pressure point. It hijacked trust, it monetized confusion, and it didn't just destroy lives, it reshaped our collective sense of what's real. It turned facts into opinions, science into suggestion, and political opponents into literal demons. And once that line is crossed, once you believe that anyone who disagrees with you is part of a satanic cult, then every debate, every tragedy, every disagreement becomes a battlefield. QAnon didn't come from nowhere. It came from us, from distrust, from loneliness, from a broken media system and a society that rewards spectacle over truth. It didn't need to win elections to win the culture. All it had to do was offer identity, purpose, and belonging to people desperate for all three. And now, even if the posts have slowed, the damage remains. The language of Q lives on through influencers, politicians, and everyday people who've lost touch with reality and don't even realize it. So the question isn't just how did we get here? It's what are we doing to make sure we don't go further? Because once a nation learns to reject reality, it doesn't collapse all at once. It erodes. One whisper, one meme, one conspiracy at a time.